tournament silence.
Anticipation is the level.
Oh, goodness! That ball had a family!
Welcome back to High Sox episode 14. Low IQ High Sox. Ben, John, Mitch. I'm back, baby. Thanks, Drew, for taking that place last week. How you guys doing?
Dude, doing good. Big series against the Yankees. And we got it off on the right fucking foot. 6-1. Red legs.
The right foot. Ben, did you get another Redzilla ball there? Is that what I'm seeing?
No, I was too high up tonight.
It's the original.
Oh,
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah,
Plus
Ben
it,
was
like-
at the game.
Plus, it only shot the balls off in one section and then just wrapped around the stadium and went back into its cave.
Typical shit.
So
Typical
stupid.
Redzilla.
Well, it didn't
Villain
happen when we
shit.
got it. You know, we were in a good spot. They were spreading the balls around. This is not the Redzilla hate episode again.
Redzilla
It
type
It
of
could
shit.
be. It could
You
be. I'd be game for that.
Every episode could be.
You know, Ben, we were talking about it earlier. Is it too hot for baseball?
Yeah.
Is it too hot
No,
to
it's
go
not
to
too
a
hot.
game and sit there, watch our beloved Reds get some whoop ass on the Yankees in the muggy 100-degree Cincinnati heat?
I love
worth
it.
Yeah.
Heat. I'll take the heat every day of my life.
Would you
You'll
take
take the
100
heat.
degrees or 40 degrees?
100. But
That's
that's not
crazy.
a fair comparison.
Why is that not a fair comparison?
Well, it should be like
40 is not extreme.
yeah. So you think you'd favor that because it's not extreme. 100.
Yeah,
is extreme.
I try
I
to
would
make a
still take 100 over 40.
Really?
I
Like
mean-
no breeze for 100 degrees, no breeze
Fair
100
comparison,
degrees.
it's 100 degrees over 0.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, yeah.
Okay, well that's not
Then I'm
that's
taking
actually not.
100. I think.
I don't think that's
Yeah.
really fair. I think you have to do 32 versus 100.
No.
Well, then
That's
wait.
not
You have to
fair.
do the boiling point of water for an apt comparison to that.
I mean, yeah, that's a
I
good
think
point.
I
That's
did-
a good
unlivable.
point. That's a good point. That's a good point.
That's not. One is livable. The other one
Yeah.
would literally kill you.
but
I mean,
we're talking about
I
from
mean-
the fan experience from the Heat, but I mean, we saw that Ellie just the other day threw up because of that heat. Now, did it affect his game? I don't think so because he hit a home run. I think the next at bat.
Was
you
it
have to
because of the
imagine-
heat?
I think that's what I hear is that like he had heat induced, not illness, but
Heat
he felt
exhaustion,
ill.
maybe,
Yeah, maybe
you know?
heat exhaustion or dehydration maybe played a part of it.
Just gotta drink some water.
Yeah, but I mean, do you imagine that the Heat is playing some impact to the players other than we always say like, oh, it's heating up, the ball's gonna be leaving the park,
Oh yeah. I mean, I was saying today at the game, I was like, could you imagine if this is like a 1:00 game and having to be a pitcher out there standing in the outfield with that sun beating
Mm.
down on you? Yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
tough, but is it the worst thing in the world? No.
Quick
I mean-
reminder: the on-field temperature on the grass will be a lot hotter than it would be like in the stands, for instance. So that on-field temperature, I think a lot of people overlook that. It's actually a lot hotter on the field. And this actually just came up recently because the Club World Cup is going on. If you guys aren't familiar, if anybody's listening who's not familiar, it's a soccer competition dealing with all the best clubs in the world. And they came to the US. It's still going on. And 2 German teams came to Cincinnati to play at TQL Stadium where FC Cincinnati play. One of them was Borussia Dortmund, and the other one was Bayern Munich, huge clubs in Germany. Dortmund came on an 87-degree day, and they played, I think it was, Sunday or Saturday?
Mhm.
And it was 87, I think, that day in Cincinnati. But the Dortmund players were suffering. So they did something.
Oh, I saw that.
They did something irregular where the bench players, the substitutes, went into the locker room or somewhere in TQL's facility to watch the match and get cool and hang out in a air conditioned room before they were called on as a substitute, which is super irregular, obviously, in a soccer game. But it's a
Yeah.
good point to say that on-field temperature was above 100 degrees, even though the air temperature was 87. So
And I know they do like hydration breaks in
Mhm.
soccer that I've seen. I mean, baseball players are often hydrating throughout the game because they do have more regular breaks. But I mean, I imagine, especially pitchers, they're the ones exerting a lot of energy out there, and especially if an inning goes a little long. I didn't see all of the game today, but I know Lodolo didn't go 5 innings.
Yeah, that
I
was
don't
tough.
know if the Heat played a part in that because he only gave up 1 run, a solo shot to Judge.
Yeah,
Uh,
but like literally through the first 4 or 5 innings, he had runners on like the
mhm.
corners or like second and third with 1 out. He had a lot of traffic, but he was able to pitch around it.
Nice.
Yeah, that was really nice. The Yankees really could have blown it open early, but he buckled down.
Yeah,
Speaking
what
of
was
the, oh yeah,
Go ahead. I was just going to ask. I mean, Ben, you were at the game. Besides the weather, we can move past that. What was your impressions of the way the Reds played tonight? The atmosphere in the stadium. What was your takeaway?
The atmosphere was pretty cool. It was wouldn't say sellout. I'd say there was probably 30,000 people, but it was a
More crowded for
pretty,
sure.
yeah, it was definitely more crowded. A lot of Yankees fans. I think I said in our group chat, like when Judge hit that home run, it was like a playoff game type atmosphere, like loudness. Like they were
Great.
really really loud and rowdy in that first inning or two. But after Lodolo and the Reds started to take the lead, and he settled down. They got pretty quiet, and the Reds fans took over. It was fun.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ellie had a fantastic night, at least at the plate.
Not defensively, yeah.
Yeah, that's man, that's something. I don't know if we want to get into his defensive struggles right now or
We've
stay
talked about
positive.
it.
We talked
It's
about
been
it.
kind of like the season that he's having is that he's heating up with the bat, but he's just making too many mistakes in the field. But I mean, the Yankees fans, even when I was watching the broadcast in the 7th or 8th inning, I still heard them chant, "Let's go Yankees," and it was overpowering all the Reds fans until like the Reds, struck a guy out, and then you heard all the
Yeah.
Reds fans cheering. So I like that back and forth.
It was
That's what
it was
happens
fun.
when a big team comes. Yeah, I like that a lot. I wish we
But
got more of
for
that from our fans.
Yeah, I mean, we're not New York. We don't
No.
have that many that much population. But for Ellie, I just want to say like his offensive output, I think, far outweighs the negatives he brings on defense. Like I'm willing to trade off an error every few games or so for his offensive output. I think he's just that special of a player.
And let's be honest, it really doesn't matter. I think it's like you get hyper fixated on it when it happens in the moment. Like today, today he had the throwing error at first base, which they credited LeMahieu with a hit there. I'm sure
That first one, really?
the second one later in I think it was the 8th or 7th inning. It was
That's very generous.
he took steer off the bag. I think they probably rectified it in the box score, but at the time it was considered a hit for LeMahieu. But regardless, I think it really doesn't matter. You just start to see it in some moments. He's obviously going to make up for it at the plate, make up for it on the base paths, like that run he scored from that line drive sac fly. Like not many players can do that, and he stumbled during that play too. So yeah, he's gonna make up for it every time. It's just that when it does happen, you're like, dude, like, come on, man.
Well, it's only going to get more pronounced too when he does have the occasional slump. If he goes like a week or two with, not much production, hitting wise, and he makes those same errors, then there's going to be a magnifying glass on that even more so. And I'm a proponent that, or at least, a believer that he's going to be moved in the outfield if he does not get this act together soon enough. And I think he'd be a great right fielder. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'll try not to say it a third time, but I hope he gets it together because he's a freak athlete. I want him to play short.
It's nice, and it's also nice that it's not nice. It's fine that it's happening in the regular season, but fingers crossed if we make the playoffs.
Good point.
That could be monumental and disastrous for the Reds if he keeps that up.
I was gonna say if it gets more noticeable in big games.
Mhm.
Fortunately or unfortunately, we're not at that point yet with this team, probably, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, right now we're doing a little bit better than we were the first few weeks of the season. We have won the last. We just talked about this 6
Yeah,
of our
6 out of
last
10, I think.
whatever.
But we
We're,
were doing before those past 10 games. I think we were on a more of a winning streak. So I think if you look back, maybe 15 games, it's a little bit better of a record.
And it always feels good to beat the Yankees. The Yankees are a massive team. When they come to town, and this is the testament to the Yankees fans being at the game today, when they come to town, it does feel like a big series. You know, it does feel
Mhm.
like a really important series because you look at the Yankees like this monster team with a lot of celebrity. They're historic. They've won the most out of any other team in the country. So you kind of look at them like this big, you know, unmovable force who we swept last year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I think that it's really cool to have those big teams come to town and to see even the Yankees fans come out and give that environment to Great American Ballpark is something that I won't, say I won't criticize because it does, like Ben said, provide that kind of playoff atmosphere. And we see that sometimes with division rivals like the Cubs, and especially when the Reds are doing well, you see a fuller stadium. So it is fun to see those games. So I'm really looking forward to the rest of the series. And
Yeah.
You know who was there tonight? Two
Who?
celebrities, Jesse Eisenberg and J.K. Simmons were at the game
Oh, I
tonight.
love J.K.
Oh, yeah.
Simmons.
J.K. Simmons
Yeah,
is the best.
it was
Uh, Bal-
weird. I don't know why they were here. Like,
for the Yankees, baby. That's it,
was
probably.
it okay?
Maybe they were in the
What
Midwest
I
doing
mean,
something.
J.K. Simmons was wearing a Reds hat.
Yeah, I know he's a
So
Reds fan. Yeah.
yeah,
J.K. Simmons?
Yeah. We
hmm
got J.K. on our side.
No way,
I'm
dude.
pretty sure I'm pretty sure I remembered that as well.
so maybe they were filming a movie. I don't know. Could
Oh,
just be the Yankees draw.
he's in Baldur's Gate, man. One of my favorite games of all time.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I know, Mitch, I know you have something planned. Before we get into that, really quick, we're talking about heating up. We're talking about this Yankee series. Tomorrow is a big game.
big day,
If you're a
yeah.
Reds fan, with Chase Burns getting the nod on the bump tomorrow night.
Mhm.
Um, Big game for him. He's playing, one of the best teams in baseball. I kind of want to get your guys' thoughts, not exactly on how well you think he's going to do, but the decision to put him in against a very competent team. My thinking is that if he goes out there and he bombs, I mean, he's only had like what under 15 starts in the minor leagues. He doesn't have a lot of experience under his belt at the professional level. But if he goes out there and even if he has a terrible game, you can say, you know what, it was against Aaron Judge and Stanton and like some of the best players in the game right now. Is that the mentality that you guys have, or are you saying Tito put him up against a weaker team? Timing's not right.
That's a good question.
I'm fine with it. I mean, you're gonna have to face these lineups eventually. Might as well get it out of the way early. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I'm
I
not
think.
really. Go ahead.
No, you'll go. You're good.
I was just gonna say, like, I don't can't really look at like the matchups like that. Like, just you got to pitch. You pitch well against the Yankees. You can pitch well against any team. Honestly, I don't know where I'm going with this.
No, that's a good point. I mean, if he blows up tomorrow, I don't think anybody's going to lose sleep besides probably Burns.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about it. If he does get hit, and he comes out early, so what? I mean, he's a rookie. You can't really look at that. You can't look at that one start and be like, this is indicative of him as a pitcher, or he shouldn't have faced the Yankees. We are in a spot right now where we need a fifth man, and having Wade Miley probably pitch the last start of his career is probably that prompted this to happen anyway. So, we need him, but I don't think
Yeah.
Tito's expecting him to go out there and pitch a gem on his first start in the major leagues, especially after what you mentioned to be 15 starts in the minors or something like that.
Yeah. Not much. Um, I think it's going to be an interesting outing. If he goes 5 innings and gives up a couple runs, I think that's a huge success for him.
Yeah.
I don't know what the plan is with him long term for this season at least. Especially if we have Hunter Green's going to come back eventually, but we did now we're seeing Nick Martinez coming out of the bullpen. If he pitches well, I'd love to see if he can completely kind of like circumvent the minor league upbringing that most people have, and just like see if he can do it, if he's got the stuff. Just hone your craft here, in sort of this in between year where maybe we're better than average, but maybe we don't feel like we have a solid chance to make a deep run later in the year. Maybe that'll change. We'll see. I'm excited for it
Yeah.
though. I said at the very beginning that I think this is going to be a good series, and so far, I'm not wrong.
Yeah. Tito has a lot of cards to shuffle right now, especially with Hunter Green coming back and Nick Martinez, and then Chase Petty was in the pen the other night too. So he's shuffling the deck. He's making some moves. He's making some decisions, and we saw another decision by the Reds front office today. Mr. Candelario is done.
I
with
already
the
forgot about that.
The
Yeah.
$45
News
million
came and went.
contract is over. And this is what we've been talking about this year, is that for whatever reason, and whether it's a combination of Tito and Nick Kroll or whatever, we're seeing people's leashes get a little tighter. And he's saying, you know what? It's a lot of money, but we don't want to stick a bad player in the lineup every single day either, And it was negative WAR, his career with the Reds. It was, you said, John, did you say 28% strikeout rating? Or I might have been
Something
talking
like
to somebody
that.
else.
Yeah. Over the past 2 seasons that we've had him.
So it's like you're not trying to stick a square through a circle like we have in a certain amount of years prior. And I think a lot of that's Tito's influence. And we've seen that with many players like who just don't come back. We saw it with Alexis Diaz. We saw Candelario. Like, we're not trying to make it work anymore, which I love, because I don't want to see mediocrity when I go to the park every night. I don't want to watch the game and say, oh, here's a strikeout. This is an automatic strikeout every fucking time in the lineup. So
Yeah.
I'm glad their leashes are getting tighter. I'm glad we're saying, hey, if you can't cut it, you're done. And that's exactly what happened to
Get the
Candelario.
fuck out.
Yes.
It's a lot like holding on to a stock, you're like, maybe this like weird like penny, cryptocurrency is going to just spike up one day, but I'm already down $500. If I just hold on to it. Yeah. But no, it's not going to work like that. Yeah. He could miraculously come back and have a, great end to his career, but the chances are slim. May as well
We don't
make
have
room
enough
for someone
time.
else. No.
We don't have enough time to.
No. And it's a sign maybe to the front office to make better decisions going forward. If someone like Tito, if we're assuming he's playing a big part in saying this guy needs to be off the team, we cannot be making these deals if we're not 100% confident in them. And we cannot be spending as much money on a player who can't even fulfill 2 of his 3 seasons on his contract.
Yep. I agree. And I think those decisions need to happen, and I'm happy to see them. It's making decisions is what I'm happy with. I want to see the Reds make more decisions, be more selective, deterministic. And we talk a lot about the prospects and how we should be able to deal these prospects sooner rather than later. Not hold on to a Noel V. Marte, not hold on to a Barrero. And even controversially, I said Chase Burns. He's one of our top prospects, one of the top prospects in baseball too. And I'm excited to see him pitch. But that should be in the back of your mind if I'm Tito and Nick Kroll. If we need to leverage some hitting and we're going to be aggressive at the deadline, is that a piece that we consider? I mean, I think anything should be on the table at this point if you want to compete for a trophy and compete for the division. So, you don't want to wait
get
around.
a lot back.
You need to get a lot back. I'm not saying I don't want to be flippant about it either. You need to get a lot back, and you need to be careful with a guy who's potentially going to be an ace at some point.
You got to feed a hungry team, or find a team that is stacked and has a lot of great players at their disposal that they can't just use all. So it's either going to a Marlins or it's going to a Yankees.
Mhm. Yeah.
Or Mets.
Yeah.
Or Mets.
Let's go Mets, baby. Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see those decisions being made. I'm happy Candelario's off the team. I wish him well, of course. I don't want him to. I want him to continue to have a career somehow. But I'm glad he's not on the Reds, and it's going to be exciting tomorrow. It's going to be exciting for the rest of the series. Ben, I hope you had fun today.
I had a blast.
And what else was I going to say? I was going to say something else about something. Well, I got some. If I don't, maybe I'll remember it later.
You got some
hold
trivia?
on to it.
I got some trivia for you boys.
It's Mitch's trivia time. Mitch's trivia time. He's got
Trivia
some Q's.
Tuesday.
We got some A's. Mitch's trivia time.
Oh, I love that. That's good. We should write that and make it, record it, send it out.
Yeah, I
all right.
like that.
So, so this is a trivia that you guys are already familiar with. We did it a few weeks ago. It is the WLW Song Trivia.
Yes.
Are we talking about WLW songs? If you guys aren't familiar, I'm going to refresh your brains. We're going to be talking about songs that play on Reds radio when the broadcast transitions back to the game. So if you're not familiar with the Reds broadcast on the radio, usually they'll have a little note, 3, 4, 5
Jingle.
seconds of a song right before they switch back to the game. They use a lot of songs from different eras. We see a lot of early 2000s. We see some other stuff. So I'm going to ask you which one of these songs is not a part of the Reds broadcast on the radio. So there's going to be 4 songs. You have to guess which one is not part of that broadcast.
I'm feeling good about this. I was feeling good about it last time, and I was proven right in why I should feel so confident.
And if you remember, if the audience remembers, if Ben remembers, John won the last round successfully, guessing that Let's Get It Started was not the song on the Reds radio broadcast.
No, not on my Reds radio.
That is not a song they play. And so we're looking for a similar answer tonight. So without further ado, I will start us off. This is song A. This is the first song. And let's go.
We're back now with Reds Radio Network. Yeah, that's got to be on there. It's got to be on there.
Aerosmith, Same Old Song and Dance. Great song. Like that hook.
That even sounds like the part that they would use in the broadcast itself.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. It's an iffy one for me.
Okay.
That was song 1. We'll do it one more time just to jog your brain a little bit. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Yeah. I like that hook.
Nice and beefy on that.
I know. It's good. I mean, come on, man. Aerosmith. Honestly, Aerosmith's a great band. I'm not a huge fan of them, but good band.
Hey, if you can bring the hits, then that's all you really need.
That's it. All right. This is song B, song 2. Yeah.
That is a tough one.
That's Nirvana.
I have no idea. I never listened to the radio.
That's Come As You Are. Is that right? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Nirvana?
Nirvana, Come As You Are. We're going to play it again just to make sure you guys got it. Cool.
Yeah. You know what? I think. What?
Nothing. I was just going to say, is that off? Nevermind.
Well, they only have a couple albums.
It's on Nevermind. They have In Utero and Nevermind.
I don't know.
Something about a girlfriend and something. I don't know.
Dave Grohl left to start his own band. That's why they broke up. He's like, I'm sick of playing the drums here.
On to the next song.
He started. He's like, I need to start Foo Fighters. Fuck this shit.
Yeah.
Fighters.
All right. All right. This is C. Song C. Here we go.
God,
Mhm.
That is
Feeling like
Van
that's a-
Halen Jump.
Jump. Yeah.
Van Halen.
Not a big Van
we-
Halen guy.
No.
Are we
me
looking
neither.
for what isn't?
Is not.
What is
Is not,
not
okay.
a part of the broadcast? We're gonna play that one more time. Cool.
I don't know. I'm not feeling that one either.
Van Halen is not. I'm not a fan of it. Like John said,
Yeah.
I think they're overrated.
Bit
That's
corny.
how I feel about Nirvana.
I think I don't.
Oh.
Okay, maybe slightly, but I still think Nirvana are like. I still think they make really good music.
They were more the harbingers of this like new sound that
Give
took
me-
over.
Give me Blue Album, Weezer any day.
You are not literally choosing Blue Album over Nevermind.
Every single day of the week.
I think you can choose Blue Album over Nevermind. I think that's completely
It's just
fine.
a weird. I mean, I get it. I like both albums.
It's grunge.
Yeah.
Blue Album?
Is
Maybe
it gr-
maybe it's a
not
maybe
grunge.
it's a leap.
It's
Maybe
like
it's a leap.
alternative.
Either way. On to the
That
next.
also brought in or popularized a sound of music that became very popular. So I think
Yeah.
I agree with you that yeah.
They were both pioneers to some extent, I think.
Mhm.
Either
All right,
way.
here we go. This is song D.
Okay.
Oh,
I think that might be one of my favorite songs on this little quiz
That's
here.
one I don't recognize.
That's
Right off the
REM,
rip.
The One I Love. REM, The One I Love.
Oh.
One more time.
From the one I love.
Yeah. So that's
This
A.
one goes out to.
I mean, yeah. See, that those lyrics. I don't know if is it the verse? Yeah, it's the verse.
Yeah.
That is so. Oh, it's such a good like.
That is a
hook.
good song.
It gets in your head. It nibbles at your brain. You know.
Yeah.
All right. So the question to you guys is, which one of those songs is not a part of WLW Reds Are on the Radio broadcast?
Can you just run through the song names really quick?
I'll run through them. Yeah, I'll run through the song names. It's
Just names,
Aerosmith,
names.
Same Old Song and Dance, Nirvana, Come As You Are, Van Halen, Jump, and REM, The One I Love. Which one of those songs is not?
I have
Part-
no
This is a
idea.
tough one.
Educated
I'm-
guesses.
I'm really torn because I want to say Van Halen is throwing me off because I feel like I can and can't see that being played at the same time. I can imagine the drums coming in, boop 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 boop, and that's where like then they start the vocals, then the broadcast comes in.
Mhm. A good reminder, if I can interrupt you real quick, is they usually only play 3 to 5 seconds of this song,
Yeah.
and they don't play it with lyrics. Very important reminder.
I'm gonna
I'm
go.
gonna go D. That's
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm thinking REM as well. That feels
Completely
right.
wild guess.
Are we locking this in for both of you?
Yeah.
Well, I think just to be different, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Man, I feel like it is REM. No, I'll lock in REM. Lock it in.
We're locking in REM, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Feels right, dude.
I'm gonna
That feels
play.
right.
I'm gonna play the song to build some tension here. I'm gonna play the song that is not on the radio. That is the correct answer. Okay, here we go.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. That was Van Halen's Jump is not a part of it. You guys were on the right track. John, you were right there on it. You
I
were
was-
right on it, man.
Need to try. See, that's a lesson to all of the listeners out there. Go with your gut. Your gut is never wrong. If your gut is telling you something, you listen and you listen good. Open ears. Clean them out with a Q-tip if you need to.
Well, don't
That
use
is why.
Q-tips. Push it into the ear. It's bad for you.
Well, okay, get a little flushy fluid thing like I have. Put
Hydrogen
it warm
peroxide.
water,
Yeah.
flush it out, hold it over the sink, and then listen to your gut. Damn. I was really second guessing myself on that. That's too bad.
Man, you were like, I can hear it, but it doesn't seem right. And you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go with REM.
Yeah. Damn. Okay.
Good job. Good showing, guys. Good showing. Thanks for
0 for
participating.
2.
Well, you're 0 for 2. John is 1
Yeah.
for 2. Yep.
Yeah. Really wish I could have
500.
continued that streak there. That's too bad.
So this tonight, this is all from the game tonight. Obviously, besides the Van Halen song, and I noticed tonight was very much kind of 90s heavy. I think all of those songs. I think all of those songs were 90s besides the Van Halen song. Is that right?
Was Aerosmith
REM
90s?
I
REM
think
could be like 80s.
I'm not gonna look it up.
But yeah, it's around. You know what? It's around that time. It's fine.
Probably all the songs were within 10 years of each other, I'd say.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for participating in the WLW radio trivia.
Love that one.
Can't wait for the next one.
I'm gonna do it again. We're gonna do it again for sure. I think it's a little bit of a shorty episode. We had a long week last week. I was traveling. Drew came on the show. So I think we're gonna wrap this up pretty soon. Last thoughts from you guys. What are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm looking quickly at the week ahead. Because I know we have we're hitting a really tough part of the schedule here, finishing up with the Yankees. Then we have the Padres coming to Cincinnati, and then we're going to Boston, and then Philly.
We're going to Boston.
We are going to Boston.
Damn,
July.
Why didn't I schedule a trip there?
I talked about it. I mentioned it to you guys at the beginning of the season, actually.
Yeah.
Man, if you would have kept bringing it up, I would have absolutely gone.
What is the Boston series? Is that the 4th of July series?
That is ending out the month of June and going to July 2nd. That's a Wednesday. So we're going to finish out this week against the Padres, start off next week in Boston. So a couple of tough matchups coming up for the Reds, but we always say it that the Reds play to their opponent, and they've been doing that and then some over the past couple of weeks. I'm feeling more positive about this team right now. They seem to be finding a way to win and win more often. And tonight was a great example of that. Great offense and great pitching all around.
Bullpen, yeah, great bullpen.
Yeah.
Lodolo, even though he threw too many pitches and got out of the game early, he still kind of held it together.
Mm-hmm. But Tony Santillan came in, started out rough, but then brought the heat, struck out a couple batters, and then Pagan came in, threw like 5 or 6 pitches. So he's going to be available probably tomorrow night as well. Feels great. I have a better sense of confidence in this team than maybe I had maybe just a few episodes ago. So loving that. Keep it coming, and then good luck out there to Chase Burns tonight or tomorrow night.
Tomorrow.
Tuesday. This episode comes out tomorrow.
Yes.
So that's Tuesday. This episode is going to be out before he starts. So good luck.
Right. Good luck.
Chase Burns.
I'm gonna bet on the game for you, Chase. Putting $1 on the game, and then another $1 that you're gonna get a couple strikeouts. So $2 right on you, man. Appreciate you. FanDuel Sports Network.
Stop. please pay us to advertise for you.
No,
we will.
Ben's gonna do an ad read. He's been dying for it. He's been begging for it.
Of all people, Ben does the ad read. All right, Ben. Any last thoughts?
Oh, last thoughts. No, nothing. I got nothing on my brain.
Feeling good, Ben? Feeling good about this team?
Yeah, all right. We'll see where they go. Got a long way. Not even the All-Star break.
We'll see. Way to go. Yep.
Vibes are good now, but gotta keep it rolling.
Absolutely.
Keep it going, baby. All-Star break coming up soon. We got some tough games ahead. I do agree with John. I'm feeling a little bit better about this team in recent week. So yeah, we'll see what happens. And who day?
Who day, baby?
Who dey?
Who
Yeah.
day? Clicks for who day?
A couple clicks. All right. See you.